Hey, everybody. What is going on for this beautiful Sunday? Oh, wait a minute. Y'all got some reverb. Wait a minute. But it's nice to know that you guys are able to hear. I always like testing the audio right before we do this. What's going on, everybody, for this beautiful Sunday of August 31st, 2025? You're checking out an all new Wrestling with the Topics. Lee and Tammy Sanders back with you all. I'm Lee. She is.
Hello, Tammy.
Hey, we are doing this show a bit early because it didn't dawn on me until really, I would say, Friday that, and you guys got to forgive me, but I've just been so busy. I've been preparing for transferring to four-year college next week and everything. I've just been putting the final touches on that chapter that I did not know that the WWE Clash in Paris event was going to be happening at a special start time of 2 p.m. Eastern here in the United States. I was under the impression it wasn't coming on until 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Too
And
much
so
difference with the time change.
yeah, so I mean, that definitely had put a change into some of our programming here for today. So you guys are getting this episode a wee bit early. Hope you guys appreciate that. Hope y'all have had a fantastic weekend so far. I know we are into the Labor Day weekend. This is it. This is that big hoorah before everybody and their mama goes back to regular life, as they like to call it, work, school. Well, in regards to school, some of the kids are already back in school, depending on your state. Like I know for out here in the DC metropolitan region, that includes Maryland and Virginia, a lot of the kids went back as early as I want to say the second week of August, and then for sure the third week of August. Definitely this final week in August as well. So it's definitely a bit of an adjustment, I would say. Nothing really interesting has been going on here.
Are you sure?
As far as what?
Well, I don't know. How many weeks have we been talking about? They haven't gotten my information yet.
Well, I was getting there. I was
Oh.
getting. I was getting. There's Tams jumping the damn gun as always. I have to do the Tom Hanks gift. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. This see little in between, little peek behind the curtain. This is what happens when you don't get your phone, so I can give you the bullet point rundown okay, so let me set this up properly, give you guys a peek behind the scenes here. So one of the things that Tams had said to me 2 weeks ago, she goes, "You know what'll really help me going forward when it comes to the shows?" No, what? Tell me. She goes, "Well," and I felt what she said was a very valid point. I really do. It was a legit point. She goes, "If I could somehow get like at least the bullet points, maybe a day or two before the show, so I know what we're going to be diving into, so I don't feel like sometimes I'm just kind of scrambling in my head for a thought. Like I want to really be able to provide to the topic. I want to really be able to provide to the conversation, to the debate, whatever's going to be going down. So at least that way, if I'm kind of not familiar with something, I can just quietly research it, and we can still go into the whole. You honestly don't know what I'm going to say, and you definitely, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what you're going to say. Like, okay, yeah, bet. So I start, hooking her up and all that. It's going good, and I say to her literally right before the show, I go, "Oh, let me at least do this. Let me give you the bullet points. Where's your phone? Oh, it's on the bed." I just kind of hanged on that for like a couple of seconds because I'm thinking, okay, so maybe she's gonna. No, she just continued to sit right there. I'm like, well, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and do the show then. So, lesson learned. What did we learn? What did we learn?
2 days, not 2 minutes.
What did we? No, no, but still.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Touche,
2 days.
touche, touche. But, but if I'm trying to hook you up, and you just gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna, fuck it, you know. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on with that. No, but this is my final weekend of normalcy of a quiet life as I know it for the next several months because now I'm going where the big boys play and it is definitely a elite university and I'm very honored to be welcomed to this institution. I'm welcome to be part of this journalism program where it has a very high success rate as far as graduation goes and plenty of opportunities to break bread, network, definitely work in the field. So it's going to be a fun journey taking everything that I've learned from community college. And I just want to also add this now officially, and there's a big difference, and you guys will understand in a hot second because it may sound a little redundant, but it's not redundant. So you may have heard me say to you guys over the past, 2 months, hey, I graduated from college, I've got my degree in. So I claim that I graduated, which is the truth. I told no lies there. But here's the thing I had to wait for my degree audit to be completed. And anybody that has been through some type of a degree audit will tell you that the way those degree audits work, so usually a month or two before that last semester that you're getting ready to embark on begins,
Mm-hmm.
you do yourself a degree evaluation. And then if everything looks right, you're going, okay, so I just need to take this one or two more classes. And then by the end of it, that's it. I'm done. I will have completed everything. Give me my damn degree. So you initiate that and then you put in the graduation application online. You then will typically get a packet in the packet via mail and or email letting you know, okay, so as long as you fulfill these requirements, yes, you will have completed the curriculum and yes, you definitely will get your diploma. You'll get your degree rather, I should say. So I did the degree audit, I did all of that. So when I was done back in July, I was done. And I thought, okay, I finished with the first wave of summer students. So, all right, I get my paperwork. What I did not anticipate was them going, okay, great, you all finished. Now we're going to group you with the summer two students, and you're going to be part of the summer two graduation class. I did not anticipate that. So, as a result of that, they're going, yeah, and keep in mind, my community college was still within their guidelines as far
Mm-hmm.
as their ETA on when I can expect to see the notation on my official transcript, which they said it should happen by September 26th. And from those that I spoke to, they were going, no, it's not going to take that long. You'll get it just in a couple of weeks. You just got to, because there was actually one friend of mine I reached out to and I told him about the situation and he was like, yeah, it's not going to even take that long, dude. Like, don't trip. But I have been tripping because the four-year institution, I'm trying to make sure they got everything that they need. But then I finally don't get my mind put to ease until I talk to my new academic advisor. And she goes, no, 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 honey. The way we did your schedule, we factored in that you would have your degree. So, all the classes that I recommend it. No, you are a lock. You don't need to change anything. That's it. That's set in stone. I'm going, fuck. I'm like, great. Okay, cool. So now it's just a matter of the notation, just waiting for the notation Whenever I do a degree evaluation, see what's going on, or if I decide I want to look at a unofficial version of my transcript, just checking in periodically. And I told Tams last, I said, look, at this point, I'm just going to check once a week, maybe twice, and that's going to be the end of it. And it is what it is. So I just happened to poke my head in on, I think it was Monday evening. I didn't see anything. I go, man, all right, whatever. And then something just said, Wednesday. Like, just check. I checked, and I finally got the notation. And I said to Tabs, I said, shit. I said, they finally gave it to me. It's like the audit is complete. They've closed me out. This is it. We're good. She's like, oh, yes, great, great, great. So I now have that. And with that, I was able to officially, I had to pay twice. I didn't mind it though. I paid to look at my official transcript. It's all reflected. I said, great, this is what I need to see. Then I immediately sent a copy electronically to them,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, now we're good to go. So the only thing that's left now is actually getting the physical degree, which they already said that should arrive by the end of October. May
Mm-hmm.
come sooner than that, but to cover their ass, they're going
Right.
by the end of October. So everything is basically moving like clockwork when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
So I am ecstatic to those that went out of their way, wish me a congratulations and all of that. I definitely appreciate you. In anticipation of a very busy week coming up beginning Tuesday, and I got a loaded schedule. I've got like four classes on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So my schedule is ridiculous. I've got like 17 credit hours that's coming up for this semester. How I'm going to be able to manage all this, I don't know. But Tams gave me the really best advice possible. She said, "Look, just dedicate any free time you got, catch up on your studies, do your homework, and as far as any side work hustle, entertain it after you get done doing what you got to do it because that got to come first at this point." And she's absolutely right because this is where the big boys play. We can't be fumbling the ball now that we're so damn close to the fucking goal line. Should we tell them the adventures of the scooter? Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, and of course, jump in if I'm missing and you want to, So feel me on this, feel us on this. So I am doing my research like weeks in advance, and I'm thinking at first, oh, I got my student parking. Hey, I'm good. I'll just park and just da da da. I'll just walk. Like it's gonna be like what I was doing at community college. No, I find out. Oh, okay, so from where you park to get to the first building on foot, that's going to be 15-minute walk. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, okay, so what if I'm going to be dealing with inclement weather and all that other bullshit? Like, ain't nobody got time for that. What happens if I'm going to deal with all that crap? Like, how do I? And when it was all said and done, there was going to be a lot of walking, a lot of walking. Now, for some of you guys that hear that, you go, hey, Lee, I'm good with the walking, man. Like, that works for me. Well, when you haven't done that type of walking in so many years, you are going to get fatigued really, really quick, right? It's one thing if you're going up, and I keep track of how I'm doing when I'm out there on the road and, I got to go drop off to some random apartment complex or whatever. Like, I'm paying attention to my cardio. Do I? No, nothing to do.
Yeah, but half of that is like 3 to 5 minutes.
Right. And, I'm taking my time and,
Right.
all that good stuff. Like, I'm not moving around like an old man, but at the same time, it's like, hey, just you'll get there when you get there, just chill, buddy. But now we're talking about, okay, you gotta, you might have to 2 times step it, do that power walk, get where you need to go and everything. So I said, okay, let me research a bicycle. And then I thought about it more. I said, do I really want a bicycle? Because I thought about it and I said, I don't really know if a bicycle is the way to go because the heels and then the more work I got to put into it physically. I said, well, shit, maybe the route I should be going is, a electronic ride. Maybe I should be going with a e bicycle or a e scooter. So I start doing my research on that and everything. Now here is where Tams really factors into this. This is how it is in our household. Anytime my black ass see something, the gears in motion, and I'm like, now it's about convincing Tams. Look, I'm telling you, and normally it's a case of this motherfucker just wants this. Now this is a case where and yes, I'll admit, yes, this is what I want. Now this was a case where no. I need this. Like this is essential. So I didn't even like plot anything or it was just no, like this is a necessity. Like trying to convince her that this isn't just some bullshit throwaway money. Like this is essential, and it's essential because. And I was real with Tams. I said, look, I said, you've been to the campus, you've seen how huge it is, which we talked about last week. It's like it's really huge, and this is going to play such a vital role in helping me get around. And we definitely need to go this route. And I told her, I said, look, I said, if the roles were vice versa, I would definitely be in your corner. And, and with that, I saw Tams, essentially it was like, okay. I basically, I said enough to you to
Mm-hmm.
go, okay, I recognize this. And then your concern, correct me if I'm wrong, but your only concern after you agreed was let's find the best deal humanly possible so that we weren't
Yes.
wasting the less money we had to spend, the better.
Yes. Agreed.
So, we did that. Now, this is where the fun really picks up. And I really mean this. So, Tams and the mother in law, off and on over the years, they've messed around with the Facebook marketplace. And they've done pretty damn well. Matter of fact, the chair that I'm sitting in right now, which we've had for at least 2 years,
Oh, at least
at
maybe
least two
more.
years. I'll say two. I'm not ready to commit to three, but I'll say at least 2 years. Y'all got this off Facebook Marketplace. There's the furniture, living room set that we have downstairs. That came from the Facebook Marketplace.
No.
Oh, actually, no. The set before that, that was
No.
Facebook. No,
Mm-mm.
something furniture wise came in here from Facebook Marketplace. I remember. Was it maybe the recliner we used to have?
That's a
I
possibility.
think it might have been the recliner that we used to have. But anyway, they've had success. And so I'm feeling inspired by them and I'm going, well, okay, I know I want an e scooter. Let me try my luck and let me see what's going on. Now, the type of e scooter that I was interested in, the more that I was learning about them, I wanted an e scooter that you could sit down. I wasn't really a fan of standing, and I'm just thinking about it. Sure enough, there's a ton of videos out there where people are falling on their fucking faces with the stand up joints. I'm going, yeah, nah, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. Like, I ain't even trying to. No, no, forget about it. So I'm looking at the seating versions, and I came across quite a few that I thought was pretty interesting. So I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I find this one seller, and I say to Tam, I say, baby, won't you help me out? Get on your phone and let's see what we can find. And so she's like, oh, well, how about this one? I'm going, she's just chilling. And I say, how? She goes, how about this one? I said, that looks kind of interesting. Send me the link to that one. She sends me the link. I'm checking it out, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a nice deal. Okay, $200, and you ended up talking to this individual
I
apparently.
did. Obviously, if anybody out there, obviously you guys know a little bit about my Facebook Marketplace, and you may have done your own, things on that. But what happened was, I found a reputable seller, and I was like, this looks interesting, and very transparent, very responsive, all the things that you want, and no red flags. So I said, okay. And so I come home and I was talking with Lee and I said, well, here's what she said. What do you think? And we ponder and, look up and, do the usual research. And he's like, yeah, I think, we should at least look at it. And mind you guys, there's all these restrictions. So, well, I can't, if you get here, I can't do anything after 7:30.
Restrictions on the seller's
On
end,
the
not
seller's
on
end.
our,
Not on
not on
our
our
end.
end. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we can make it. We don't have much time, but we can make it. So I was like, okay. And sure enough, we get in the car. We are driving, I don't know, 3 minutes maybe?
Did you tell them how long it took to get up there?
Not yet.
Okay.
So basically, 3 minutes. And she says, oh, well, I have someone else. Now, she did, mind you guys, I'm going to be very transparent. She did say I have a few other people interested. But the way she said it was kind of like, okay, well, nobody's come through yet.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, well, there's still a possibility. So I'm like, all right. So mind you now, we're driving 3 to 5 minutes. And she says in a text message, now Lee has my phone at this point to, any questions because I'm driving. And she says, oh, well, I have somebody coming at 7 o'clock to look at it. And I don't know if she's going to take it. And I'm like, well, first of all, that's 30 minutes before we're supposed to get there. Well, 20 to 25. And I was like, well, and I said in just one of those frustrated tones, I'm like, well, I don't want to go all the way up there. So guys, this is in an hour away from us to get there one way. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to get there to just be there and then basically it's gone. And then something just kept saying, well, what do you have to lose? If you don't try, you don't know.
Right.
So we drive and, we get there. A little bit of traffic, but generally okay. And we get there and we were having a little bit of trouble finding the house. So I'm like, oh, well, it's supposed to be on the left. And anyway, we passed by this woman and this other woman, and I happened to see the e-bike. I'm like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure that was the house back there.
Mm-hmm.
So we park. We don't want to necessarily be all up on these two ladies. So I said, okay. Well, we park. And and it was semi funny because the lady that was selling the bike had one that was getting it for her grandson. Then she had one that literally was behind the lady with the grandson, which was us, looking at her like, okay, is she going to take it? Is she not? And she literally, guys, throws up her hands like, I don't know. And it's like, oh, Lord, this is lovely. So finally she comes and we were sitting there for at least a good 5 to 7 minutes, guys.
Oh, longer than that. Because I was looking at the watch,
Okay.
the timer on the phone, and literally, I was looking at my watch. We were there 10 minutes waiting patiently.
Yeah. So
What is so, explain this to me, guys. What is so hard? Because I know a lot of you guys, whether you directly or maybe a friend or family member have sold something online or whatever, and you're doing a local, hey, here it is, local pickup or whatever. What is so goddamn hard about saying, okay, hey, can you just hang on real quick? Let me just talk to, because these are some other potential buyers. I just want to let them know briefly what's going on and everything, and we
Mm-hmm.
can continue our discussion. Just give me one quick second, because
I agree.
they traveled a long way.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The other part of that is I do truly believe that the woman had not made her decision until we came there.
I'm with you.
And then it was like,
Did you
oh,
see? Did you see, you didn't see
yeah,
because
and that's what you were
yeah,
telling me.
because
I
let me tell you
did
something.
briefly see that,
Because let me tell
actually.
you something. Because let me tell you something. The way this woman, this potential customer, initially acted. Well, I don't know. I was just reading her body language and everything.
Yeah.
And me and the seller, we kept making eye contact, and I give her a wink, and I do the I'm pointing my finger at her, and I'm waving, and all of that. And I can see that she says something along the lines of, well, I do have some other people that are interested,
Hmm.
and I remember hearing at one point, word for word, the seller says, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry." So it was like, "Oh, we're done then." Like, okay, it's our turn. We're gonna, and then the woman comes from in front of her car, looks. I mean, she breaks her neck, and she's looking
Hmm.
at
That
us.
part I did see.
Yeah, she's looking at us, and then I guess it was the whole FOMO,
Yeah.
and that's when she finally went on ahead and and did what she did with the bike.
Hmm. So she finally just makes a decision. And then the the seller comes over and said, I'm really sorry. There's a lot of, phonies in reference to people who say they're going to come and they don't, and just different things. She said, but she's going to go ahead and take it. So it was like, okay, um, that's fine. You know, I'm thinking in my head, a lot of time wasted, but okay, you know, and I kid you not, guys. I pulled away and I hear this dead silence from Lee. And I'm like, oh boy. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go with it. And then he proceeds to, after we've essentially gotten probably about a mile from the house, well, how dare she? And so on and so forth. And we drove all the way up here. And, just the whole thing of, I had my hopes up and now I can't.
Yeah.
And so the other, breaking the fourth wall guys with us, we both, in any relationship, we both feed off of each other's emotions. I was like, well, okay, that sucks. But on to whatever, you know. And Lee is still going off. So we spend our home kind of quiet and you know having a conversation about the fact of whether or not he really should have one, meaning an electric scooter, bike. So we're like, okay, well, So finally, I'm like, fine, if this is what you really are saying you need, okay. And we get back into the house finally. Uneventful ride home, no issues. And so he gets, I swear to you, he's like, I am not doing Facebook Marketplace ever again in life. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, some hit and misses, but there are actually still reputable sellers. I mean, hell, we just left one, you know? And so he's like, nope, not doing it. Nope, 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 nope. So he said, eBay. They've got local sellers through eBay. Okay. So mind you guys, you heard Lee say $200, right? And So then he finds something that is actually brand new for less than 200, 160 to be exact. Not even open from the box.
Tell the good people that one more time.
Not even open from the box. And another $40 less. So he got the joy and the pleasure of putting it together. But before all of that, so the very next day, so I had a few days off, guys, at that point. So that was actually good timing. The very next day, we go, Lee has already paid for it. We go pick it up. It's now another 45 minutes to an hour drive
Right.
to go pick up this guaranteed scooter. And guys, when I tell you the guy was so nice, he was so nice. It was a pleasure to do business with him. It really was.
Yeah.
And that's always the type of sale that you want. It was, being a pleasure to really do business. And it was like, hey, let's open the box and see if all the parts are there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need anything? Hold on, let me get this. Hold on, let me get that. You sure you don't need anything? Hold on, I got something for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so incredibly helpful. Helped us load it in the car. Because, guys, it was still an original box. So after they looked at and Lee was like, okay, yep, we've got everything.
He was so personable.
Very
Especially from
personable.
the standpoint of when we were telling him the reason why we needed it
Mm-hmm.
and everything, and to learn about his line of work that he was in, because he did say he's retired, right?
He did cybersecurity,
Yeah.
but he retired,
He
and now
retired.
he's doing some video editing or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Yeah. So, just finding his passion, after retirement. But he was really just this nicest guy. So we really had, a redemption experience from the day before. And you always say that everything happens for a reason. Well, I always say, not you guys per se. I really do believe that we were there to help her sell that electric scooter. And in turn, you were able to find something way better. In turn, also cheaper.
Yeah.
Now, and we were able to redeem the whole experience from
And
the day before.
and the bike, not for nothing, the bike that we ended up getting, it was more of a reputable name
Mm-hmm.
than the bike that the woman on Facebook Marketplace was trying to sell to us, because the type of bike that she was trying to sell, I couldn't find jack shit. And I remember to the point when I had said to you, hun, ask her what the name of the bike is, like the more information you can give me. And
Mm-hmm.
she's giving
Vague.
some A1 steak sauce type
Yeah,
generic
very
fucking
vague.
name. And I'm
Very
punching
vague.
that in, and there's nothing that I was able to come across. And so we ended up getting a Phantom Go-Go R1i e-scooter. For those of you that are interested, you want to look it up and everything. I love it. It was great putting it together. I have had the shittiest luck though trying to install the side mirrors that I had to purchase separately on Amazon, to the point later today I have a third pair of side mirrors that's coming that I'm hoping does the trick. Because I was telling Tams, I said, hun, we got so much shit we got to take back to Whole Foods. Like it's not even.
That's the return center in our
Yeah,
local area
yeah,
for
for Amazon.
everything
Yeah,
Amazon.
it's not funny. It's like we got to take this stuff back because it's like we're just losing money, not being able to use it and everything. I took the scooter out for a ride a couple of nights ago. And we had this stupid ass wager. I said, I bet you I can ride this to the school and come back.
And that's a good 15-minute ride.
And I'll be back in 10 minutes. And she's she's like, how much you want to bet?
7. He said 7.
I said, okay, 7. Sorry about that. I said, I bet you I can do it at 7 minutes. And she's like, how much you want to bet? I'm like, $5. She's like, okay, bet. What I didn't anticipate was I thought it was going to be like riding a bike. Well, it kind of is, but it isn't. And I didn't factor in so many variables. Like I don't even need to go through it. But for you guys that like have never done an e-scooter, never done an e-bike, it is a weird freaking experience. The best way I can sum it up is it's all about balancing.
Absolutely.
It is all about balancing. Now,
Absolutely.
is it like riding a bike? Is it, a traditional bicycle? Yes and no. And I really mean yes and no. Like to the point, I said to Tams, I said, look, I got to get in some practice. We got to go to like a MVA spot and or empty parking lot or something, and I got to work on my turns. I got to hone this balancing act down as best as I can. I did pretty good though. Like I didn't fall on my ass when I was riding it for when I was out there. I let all the cars pass me by because I was just so fucking paranoid. Like I was extra defensive when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
riding on the street. So I think I'm gonna be okay though as far as a rider. Because if I'm being that defensive, I can only imagine how I'll actually be out there on the road and everything.
Hmm.
So it is heavy as fuck though. I mean that damn thing, it feels like it weighs at least 50 pounds, 50 plus
Oh, yeah.
pounds, give or take. So that's going to be fun putting it into the car
Daily.
yes, I'm gonna have to put that joint in the car daily just to then once I get to the parking lot, pull it out and then ride the rest of the way and everything. But that's what's going on with that. Plants are doing good, by the way, for you plant lovers out there. The plants are doing good. The bonsai is finally thriving. It's building up new clusters. Tams red evergreen, Asian red evergreen plants doing good.
Yeah, the one of the leaves just opened,
Mm,
and there's another really big leaf that's quite large
mm.
that hasn't opened yet, but it is absolutely, you can tell the freshness of it and how it's thriving by the color.
Nice, nice. I will share some pictures with you guys while and then I got Tams a new plant. You guys saw the unveiling of that on the Monday show. It's a snake plant, a jade star. You summed it up perfectly. You said it looked like a little cabbage.
It does. It really does look like a little cabbage, guys. You know,
It looked like a little
because
cabbage.
yeah, and the way it kind of peels in layers.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
it's cool though.
yeah,
It's cool though.
yeah. Hey,
I want you to throw that damn hellraiser out though.
she's talking about this little mini cactus that I have. It's really badass. No, no, I'm keeping that bad boy.
I know.
It's funny. I had a dream. I had a dream. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's a premonition, but I had this dream a couple of nights ago. I dreamed that my entire hand went through it.
Went through what?
It went through the cactus plant,
Ow.
and I was bleeding all over the place.
Oh
I
God.
mean, there was just buckets of blood. So I don't know
Well, I
what
hope
the
it's not a
hell.
premonition.
I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of. I never thought that before. The only thing, like from the moment that I first saw that plant, I said, "Wow, that looks pretty fucking cool." And to other people, it might look, ugly, and but I thought it looked kind of cool, pretty unique, like something you probably wouldn't expect me to have. And so I said, "Yeah, let's go ahead, let's do this." So we ended last week's show on a cliffhanger, and we told the listeners we were going to mention it at the top, which
Mm-hmm.
is Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go there. Let's talk about these respected teams. For those of you that weren't with us last week, so far the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at what's been happening with our Washington Commanders, Baltimore Ravens.
And yes, we got that deal done with Terry.
Good, good, and trying to figure out what's going to happen with them for this new upcoming season and everything, if it's going to be a hit or miss. So go back, check out what we've had to say. We were supposed to tackle the Kansas City Chiefs and the Eagles last week, but we essentially ran out of time because thanks to you guys that voted. Once again, thank you all. Uh, great, large volume of you guys voted. You were like, look, if anything, when it comes to this particular series, just do 90 minutes, be in, be out. We're good, Lee. We're good. So that's what we're doing for you guys. So we mentioned we would start the show off really properly by tackling this. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's your preview for their 2025 regular season. Way this is looking right now. By the way, for those of you that haven't been paying attention to the preseason, I know a lot of you guys, me and Tams are the same way. Preseason, whatever. But for those that love all things football, as far as how the Eagles did during their preseason, they went 2-1. Uh,
Okay,
so they got a
not terrible.
win. That's not terrible. No, they got a win over the Cincinnati Bengals, 34-27. Nice, good, strong
Mm,
offensive showing. Then they lost to the Cleveland Browns,
mm,
13-22. There was definitely some struggles on the offensive end, no doubt. And then in their last outing, they got a win over the New York Jets, 19-17. Jake Elliott went 4 for 4 on field goals. Defense managed to stop a 2-point try to seal the win.
wow.
So standout performances so far, that goes to AJ Brown, who returned well in warmups. Meanwhile, rookie linebacker Jaheed Campbell looks to be a starter. Byron Young, Patrick Johnson showed some bursts. Kicker Jake Elliott delivered from long range, and that's definitely the most important thing you could have
Mm-hmm.
in a kicker there.
Yep.
I know Washington Commanders, they know a thing or two about that because we've
Yep.
had quite the bad streak when it comes to kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some rookies that's making noise for the Eagles. Undrafted wide receiver Darius Cooper snagged 6 catches for 82 yards and a
Nice.
touchdown in his debut, earning a roster spot. So congratulations to
Good.
him. Other promising young players, cornerback Mac McWilliams, impressed with his versatility and his ball skills. Also, cornerback Jacorian Bennett and veteran Perry Nickerson also flashed. Some underwhelmers, quarterback Cal McCord struggled with accuracy, only
Mm-mm.
bringing in, get this, 42.9%.
That's low.
That's not going to be, yeah.
That's not enough to
Yeah.
secure his spot.
Threw an interception.
Oh,
Okay. Wide receiver Anaya Smith had drops and miscues. Meanwhile, offensive line Kendall Lamb and Trevor Keegan underperformed as well. As far as offseason updates, roster moves from a coaching and staff perspective, Kevin Patulu took over as offensive coordinator after Kellen Moore departed to become the Saints head coach, as you guys may know.
mm,
And then Parks Frazier was promoted to passing game coordinator. As far as trades and signings, they acquired Sam Howell from the Vikings after a backup injury, added a 2026 sixth round pick, but gave up 2026 fifth and 2027 seventh rounders. Eagles traded for wide receiver John Michi the third. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that name right. If I butchered any of these names, apologies. From Texans amid preseason, giving up a tight end and pick, boosting wide receiver depth in the process. Meanwhile, they surprisingly cut former first round offensive line Keenan Green. And this was a move that definitely frustrated fans following the offseason trade
mm.
that sent CJ Gardner Johnson to Houston for Green. Eagles cleared a roster spot, but optics were mixed. Meanwhile, as far as emerging leaders and depth strength, Reed Blankenship, he was named one of 18 captains and lauded as a true leader.
Hmm.
Sidney Brown, Andrew Makuba, and rookie Cooper DeJean solidified the safety corps under Vic Fangio's defense. Tyler Steen secured the starting right guard spot, finalizing the O line heading into week one against Dallas. Now, on a community note, the Eagles uh, Radiothon raised a record breaking $600,000 for autism research,
Awesome.
showing strong team culture off the field. So
Awesome.
that is really really good to hear. So as far as how analysts are seeing the Eagles based on the preseason outlook, analysts feel that the Eagles are still the team to beat in the
Mm-hmm.
NFC East, despite losses like Parsons
Mm-hmm.
and defensive reshuffling. Their organizational strength, the coaching, scouting, all that remains top tier. Cowboys, meanwhile, are projected as the weakest NFC
Mm-hmm.
East defense.
Mm-hmm.
Power rankings tied at number one entering week one ahead of Chiefs and Bills. So that's really good. If you are into the whole betting, expert Steve, Philly Godfather, predicts that Eagles should win the division again, but suggests taking the under on their 11.5 win total given a tough schedule and defensive changes, recommending a Super Bowl bet on the Bills instead. And as far as the division outlook, there's a prediction of 11-6 record for the Eagles, with Commanders and Giants at 9-8, and the Cowboys failing to 6-1.
Wow.
So on that note, any thoughts you want to throw in there additionally before we get into the Eagle schedule?
No, I actually, I'm actually pretty, I'm, I'm pretty good with what was said there.
Mm,
It seems to be very in line with what happened last year.
mm,
Obviously, as we know, guys, preseason is really about, who can stand out and show up to essentially secure a top tier spot to help out the team.
yeah.
So it seems like they've gotten a couple people, and obviously they're top tier because they're Super Bowl champs. So they've got a really good chance to, certainly repeat a lot of what happened. But we'll see in reference to the tough schedule and how that works out.
And speaking of that tough schedule, here is how it is looking right now for the Eagles. Bear with me here. I literally just had their schedule here. Eagles. For some
So, guys,
reason,
really quick, as Lee finds the schedule, if you guys haven't seen those Super Bowl rings, that's some bad. That's some bad jewelry. Okay, it's
dramatic
huge.
change from the previous years.
The thing has eagle wings that come out of it.
Oh, nice.
It's really pretty. It's really really pretty. And then just to have that little, logo come out of it, that was really cool.
I
That was
got the
really cool.
schedule. All right, Eagles. Here's their schedule. Week one, September 4th, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's a win.
You got that as a win? Let's see here. And let me break this down real good here. Give me a second here, guys. I meant to do this beforehand, but I did not get an opportunity to do this. There we go. Now we're good. So you're going with a win?
Yes.
I am going to match you. All right, week 2, Sunday, September 14th against Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, that's a so I
Super
do
Bowl
have
rematch.
right.
Damn, I can't believe we're doing it that early.
That is early.
Yeah.
Uh, Loss.
Okay, you're going with a loss. Okay. I am going to go with. Is this a home game? No, they are at Kansas City. Uh I'm gonna go with a win. I'm gonna go with a win. All right, week 3, Sunday, September 21st against the Los Angeles Rams.
Oof, that's a test. Um, at Eagles or Rams?
At Rams come to them. It's a home game.
Win.
You going with a win? I am going the opposite. I'm gonna go with a loss. All right, week 4, Sundays, September 28th at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Win.
I'm gonna go with a win as well. Right, week 5, Sunday, October 11th, Denver Broncos home game.
Win.
I'm gonna go with a win as well. Week 6, Thursday. Oh, Thursday
Oh,
night football.
Thursday.
Okay, that's gonna be on Prime Video, by the way. And if it helps you guys, so far from what I'm seeing, all the other games, Fox, up until week 5, the Denver's Bronco game, that's going to be on CBS. All right, week 6, Thursday night football, Prime Video. Looks like home game against New York Giants.
I think they'll win that one.
That's a win. I'm going with a win. All right, let's see here. Week 7, Sunday, October 19th, 1 p.m. game hosting the Minnesota Vikings on Fox.
Um, I'm gonna say win
You're
with
gonna
that one.
you're gonna say win. I'm gonna say loss. Week 8, Sunday, October 26th, home game against the New York Giants on Fox.
Win.
I'm gonna go with a win as well. All right, week 9, that is a bye week. So jump right to week 10. Monday Night Football, ESPN ABC, November 10th, hosting the Green Bay Packers.
Mm,
Well, I'll tell you my pick right now. I'm going to say loss.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'll match you.
Okay. Match me. It's a loss. All right. Week 11. Let me scroll this up a little bit here. Week 11, Sunday, November 16th, hosting the Detroit Lions. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Loss.
You're going with a loss. I'm going to go with. I like those Lions. Ooh, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I'm going to say loss. Okay. Week 12, Sunday, November 23rd. Oh, Thanksgiving? Oh, no. Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday. Sunday, November 23rd, hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Fox.
Win.
Let's get that out the way right now. Cowboys eliminated, all right? Just get that out the way right now. Fuck you, Skip Bayless. Friday, November 28th, 3 p.m. Eastern game, hosting the Bears, Prime Video, Black Friday game.
No shit.
Yeah.
Win.
I'm gonna match you. All right. Week 14, another Monday night game, ESPN ABC, December 8th, hosting the Chargers.
Mm, Chargers.
You're going with the Chargers? So you're saying, or,
No,
you're thinking.
I was
You're
just
thinking out
thinking about
loud.
it. It sounds like a win to me.
Okay, you're going with a win. I'm going to say loss.
Oh, LA Chargers.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I blinked out for a minute. Lost.
Or is that
I'm
final?
final. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because this is an ink pen I'm using here. All right. All right. So let's see. Week 15, Sunday, December 14th. Hey, a couple of days before my birthday. Cool. Fox game against the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to say win.
Yeah, I'll match you.
You'll match. All right. Week 16, Sunday, December 20th. Time to be determined. Oof, Washington Commanders on Fox. I'm going to say win. Wow. Okay, so they're taking them on twice. I'm just looking at the schedule because this is the first time I'm hearing Commanders. So I want to put
I'm
an
gonna say
asterisk by that.
I'm gonna say loss.
You're going to say loss?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to say win. All right. Week 17, Sunday, December 28th, a 4:25 p.m. game, Eastern time, at Buffalo Bills on Fox.
Loss.
Loss. Going to say I'm going to say win. And week 18, early January 2026 to be determined as far as the time. This is how they close it out against the Washington Commanders.
Oof.
I'll tell you right now. I'm going for the sweep, so I'm going to say win.
I'm gonna say loss.
Wow. So I'm paying attention. Wow. So you've got them losing their two only games against Commanders this season. You got them losing both of them, your Commanders.
No.
Yeah. I put an asterisk by it. You have you oh wait. You
Yeah.
said well, hang on, let me make sure I heard you right.
Mhm.
Let me make sure I heard you right. Week 16 versus the Commanders, you have the Eagles losing, correct?
Mhm.
That's what I put you down for.
Mhm.
Now you're saying for week 18
Mhm.
rematch,
Mhm.
you've got your Eagles losing.
Mhm.
Well, not your Eagles, but you got Eagles losing.
Right.
Wow. So you got Washington sweeping them.
Mhm.
Wow, the ball's on you. Look at you. Okay. All right. What
I
big?
like my Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin
Yeah.
and the Commanders team.
Yeah.
It's my Commanders.
Yeah. 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 Only thing missing is you just pounding the table a little harder and then just going, how about my man Jaden Daniels? How about them Washington Commanders? How about that owner Josh Allen? How about that DC crowd? How about that mumbo sauce? Okay, it's my turn. Go ahead and talk for a little bit. Let me add this up.
Oh, but I do truly believe that they're going to have a really good season as far as the Eagles. Uh, Jalen Hurts, man, that's one hell of a quarterback. It really is. You can't take nothing away from him. He picks them up and puts them down, and we have a little bit of a rivalry, guys, at my job. We have one of our managers who is a diehard Eagles fan. And then you have the owner who is a diehard Commanders fan. And then you have some of our staff who are in the leadership position who are diehard Cowboy fans. So, there's always this like WhatsApp, the polite ribbing on Sundays. And so now that the Commanders are getting their shit together, it's real. To the point when Dallas essentially traded Pearson's man. There was a whole video, not even just a post, it was a video.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's wild. Listen to this. This is interesting. So for you, you've got the Eagles here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got them 10-7. 10-7.
Okay.
So now my question to you. As far as the 2025-26 NFL division standings, focusing on the NFC East, in that respective division, we've got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. That's for the NFC East. Now, for the NFC South, you've got the Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. And then for the West, you've got the Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, Niners. The North, you got the Lions, Vikings, Bears. Oh my. I did not mean to do it like that, but you know, when you're looking at your division leaders, obviously Eagles, 14-3, they were the division champions. So my question to you, with a 10-7 record, is that going to be enough, in your opinion? Is that going to be enough for clinching a playoff spot?
That really depends on how well the Commanders do.
Okay. So as far as you're concerned, the biggest threat right now, you feel, from the NFC East is
Yes.
Washington.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Okay. Is there anybody? Okay, so who, of what you just heard, who you think could possibly give Eagles here a run for their money?
Besides Commanders, I
Yeah.
don't think anybody.
Okay.
I think they'll come close.
So again, with a 10-7 record, and now who's, refreshing you and everybody else's memory on the NFC East picture, or correction, the NFC picture. Do you think a 10-7, is that going to be enough to clinch a playoff?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, so you got them clinching a playoff.
Yes.
Or playoff, or wild card.
Playoff.
Okay. No wild card.
No.
Okay, hang on here. Let me write that down. Clinch playoff. Playoff spot. Okay. Okay, so you got them clinching a playoff. Do you see them making it to the divisional round?
Yes.
Do you see them making it to the NFC championship game? Because obviously, if you say yes to that, then you're basically saying they're going to be back at the Super Bowl.
I don't know about back at the Super Bowl,
Uh-huh.
but I definitely see them in the divisional round.
So you've got them going to the NFC championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. NFC championship. Championship. All right, just writing that down. All right. Meanwhile, I've got them with a 12-5 record. So as far as I'm concerned, I've got them clinching. And I think with that, they should be able to get a bye. I'm definitely seeing them go all the way to the NFC Championship for sure. Will they? Will they repeat? Man, I'm gonna have some conviction. I mean, with a 12-5 record, looking at what's going on in the NFC picture, I really, unless injuries, right? That's the
narrative,
main. Yeah,
that would be a real big thing with
yeah.
that. But I don't necessarily see them going back to the Super Bowl.
You don't see them going back to the Super Bowl?
No.
I'm just looking here. Yeah, no. I'm gonna say they go back to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna have some conviction. I'm gonna have some conviction. All right. Let's look now at the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, congratulations to Kelsey there and
Taylor Swift.
Taylor. Yeah, they got engaged.
Hmm.
It seems like it's taken Taylor a minute, because
Well, I mean,
she's gone through
a
many
few
boyfriends
some bad
and
relationships.
many albums talking about those boyfriends, and seems like she's finally, found the one.
Yeah, well, I really truly hope that they're both happy and and it seems like they are.
Yeah,
On all respects. So, congrats.
yeah,
Really,
yeah.
really truly congrats.
True story. She used to be the babysitter for Jeff Jarrett.
No, I
True
never knew
story.
that.
True story. Yeah, true story.
Never knew
True
that.
story. Look it up, people. True story. All right, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs here. All right, so as far as their preseason recap, believe it or not, 0-3 this 2025-26 preseason. Now you hear that again, you're like, but it's preseason, like, whatever. But still, 0-3 is 0-3. All right, so recapping that, week 1, August 9th, lost to the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. Week 2, August 15th, fell to the Seattle Seahawks 33-16. Week 3, August 22nd, close game, 29-27 loss to the Bears at Arrowhead. And in the finale, though the result was a loss, there definitely was some bright spots, especially when the starters played. So take, for instance, Patrick Mahomes. He led 3 drives, resulting in not one but 2 touchdown completions, including one to Rashee Rice on a field goal. He finished 8 of 13 for 143 yards. Highlight plays include a
So, did Kelsey retire?
hang on a second. You messing up my flow, man. Gotta take the time to jot all this down here. I'm full of information here. Now, as far as the highlight plays, that included also a 58-yard Mahomes to Taquan Thornton strike. And offensively, Xavier Worthy called the unit juiced and ready, praising the wide receivers room's chemistry, which consists of Rice, Brown, Worthy, Thornton, and depth with Travis Kelsey anchoring short yardage packages. So what did we learn? So what did we learn?
I don't know what we learned.
What we learned is if you just stay quiet a little longer, you'll get the answer to your goddamn question.
He's funny.
You're thinking of the other Kelsey, the other brother that's pretty much done.
No, I wasn't sure because there were rumors that he was.
There's always rumors. There's all kinds of rumors. Yeah, you gotta, unless you hear it from directly their mouths, you just gotta take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Bears, meanwhile, in contrast, staged a comeback by effective 2-minute drives late in each half. Overall takeaways, despite no preseason wins, the offense led by the Mahomes first team showed explosive potential. For those of you that saw the game, know exactly what I'm talking about. While depth and young talent like Josh Simmons turned heads. Now, as far as your roster updates and off-season notes, I'm gonna butcher the hell out of this name. Apologies in advance here, man. This is gonna be a butchered name. Felix Anudike Uzuma is sidelined for the season after a hamstring injury sustained in preseason. Meanwhile, Dion Bush suffered a torn Achilles in the preseason opener and is out for the 2025 season with season-ending IR placement. Injury reserved. Clyde Edwards Hilaire is back on the Chiefs practice squad, re signed after previously being cut last year. There's also been some suspensions and some strategic maneuvers as Rashee Rice will miss the first 6 games of the regular season due to personal conduct policy
Ooh.
violations. He's set to return in week 7 versus the Raiders. The Chiefs preemptively, meanwhile, kept 8 receivers and cleverly reshuffled veterans like Robert Tonyman and Mike Edwards to the practice squad to maintain roster flexibility until Rice's return.
Mm.
So, as far as the season opener and expectations, the Chiefs kick off their regular season on Friday, September 5th against the Los Angeles Chargers
Oh, we actually have a Friday game?
out in Brazil. Yep.
Oh, got it.
And the betting lines currently set the over under at 14 and a half wins with a slight dip from last season's 15 wins. Their Super Bowl odds are plus 850, the fourth best in the league. So that's where things stand right now. As far as the prediction discussion goes, as far as their offensive potency, that remains high. And this is a big if, say it with me, y'all. How do you eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah.
How do you eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs, people? Say it with me. I got 2 words: Patrick Mahomes. So
Yeah. Pretty
if
much.
if he can stay healthy and that wide receiver core, they do what they need to do and they show up early, especially with Rice being out, then they are going to be okay. Your early season wide receiver depth test without Rice and Bush. How do the veterans and the rookies fill that void? And then let's not also
He's gonna be
forget,
leaning more on Kelsey.
got to. And then you got your 15 game pace from 2024 that suggests strong continuity, but can they stay over that 14 and a half win percentage again?
Mm-hmm.
Only time's going to tell. And then you got to also look at home field advantage. I mean, it's screws strong, though that opening in Brazil, I mean, you can look at that and definitely say that's a little bit of a buzz killer.
Those are two really strong teams.
Yeah.
That should be actually a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Woof.
So here's how that schedule is looking for the Kansas City Chiefs here. 2025-26 season here. Computer is acting a little bit funky for some weird reason. I've liked personally that we've been seeing these out of country games. It's nice seeing
Yeah.
how fans overseas are experiencing these games. I love it. I personally love it. I want more of it. So here's what we got here. Friday, September 5th versus the Chargers out in Brazil. 8 p.m. game on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
YouTube as in YouTube or in YouTube TV?
That is a good question. I believe that
The YouTube,
is
Mike.
regular YouTube.
Well, okay.
I believe that is regular YouTube.
As far as that game, I'm gonna give it to the Chargers. So a loss for Kansas City,
So a loss for Kansas City. Okay.
especially without Rice and Bush.
Rice and Bush. I like how you did that there. That's kind of clever. No Rice, no Bush. Oh god. I don't know why I'm thinking food. You guys, let me tell you something. Don't ever fucking do your whitening in your retainers a couple of hours before you're supposed to have breakfast. I thought for sure. So let me set this up properly. So I wake up at like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning. And, I go use the bathroom and everything. And then I said to myself, well, feeling a little hungry. You'll be all right. Just, well, what do I do in the meantime? Well, just go ahead and, brush your teeth and, get your little whitening kit, hook up your retainers and pop them in. And yeah, now you got to push these things for at least 8 to 10 hours, minimum 8 hours. So I do that. I'm still wide awake. I can't exactly go back to sleep. So I take my medicine for the day. I'm like, it's a little early, but what the hell? I'll take my medicine. I'm waiting to go back to sleep, but it's not working because we had a really nice. We didn't mention this at the top, but we had a really nice little celebratory dinner. Hey, here's to great semester for you, Lee, and it was me, Tams, and our best friend Tasha that came by. Always great to hang out with her and everything. So we ate for the very first time, at least for me and definitely for you. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
Tasha, but me and Tams, it was our first time ever eating at Longhorn Steakhouse. And
Mm.
man, did they have some really damn good appetizers. The artichoke spinach
Dip
dip,
was
and
awesome.
what was that? Hot fried pita,
Yeah.
hot fried pita bread, or would
Mm-hmm.
you say it was more like chips?
No, it was bread.
Yeah, yeah. And then what did you all order?
So, we pretty much ordered the same thing. We had a salad, mixed green salad with. I had chopsteak.
I didn't forget about the NFL talk. I'm buying myself some time because I gotta jot down quickly the week numbers.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I had chopsteak and baked potato and yeah, and of course this mixed green salad after the appetizer. Tasha, however, had basically baked potato, mixed green salad, but hers was actual steak, and it was really good. The atmosphere was great, company was great. Food, most of it was completely delicious. I truly enjoyed the spinach artichoke dip with the pita bread.
Yeah.
And then Lee had some mac and cheese with some bacon bits in it and with white cheese. Amazing.
Yeah, it was good. I also had some shrimp. They had like the shrimp on a stick. Two. It was like one, two, three, four. It's either like four
It was like four
pieces,
or
four,
five.
4 to 5 per skew. So I had like basically like 8 to 10 pieces of shrimp on skews and some rice. The rice tasted kind of bad though. Like I'm not a fan of Uncle Ben's rice. And I don't know if y'all feel me on this, but there's just something about Uncle Ben's rice.
So does Uncle Ben's rice have an actual taste to it?
It
Like
does.
you can tell that it's
I
Uncle
can
Ben.
taste, yeah, I
Okay.
know Uncle Ben's rice when I taste it because for me, and I don't know if anybody else can attest to this, but Uncle Ben's rice has this weird gummy kind of taste to it.
Mm.
Especially if it's a case where you're trying to give somebody rice from the day before,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how this rice really tasted like it
Mm.
was leftover rice from the day before and
Oh
they
wow.
just reheated it.
Mm.
But yeah, like if you throw like other names at me as far as
Mm.
rice guys, I can tell
Mm.
you like, yeah, I like them. Like, no, I don't. I know whose rice I'm eating when I
Got you.
have it.
Got you.
Because for the longest time, my mom would actually get the store brand rice.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be just fine with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In my household, we mainly grew up on minute rice.
Mm-hmm.
That was like for us for the longest time. That was like
Mm-hmm.
the best rice.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
yeah. And my steak was weird. I asked for it to be well done, and I was expecting when my plate was brought out, I was expecting for that steak to be sizzling hot, and the steak taste. I won't say it wasn't chilled.
Right.
It was warm,
Mm-hmm.
but it was almost on the chilled side,
Mm.
which made me wonder, like, okay, what's going on here with the meat?
Right.
You know. So, like I told Tams, because Tams was like, oh, because she felt bad afterwards, and I said, no, no, no. I said, look, the fact that I can say that out of 100%, 85% of my meal was good. Like, if only thing I can really complain about was the rice and the steak, but everything else that I had was good. I even did a Blue Moon for the very first time. I wanted an IPA, but you know, all I saw was I didn't feel like no goddamn Coors. Like, get that shit out of here. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna have some real fucking beer. I'm not gonna do no light shit. Get that out of here. The Blue Moon was pretty good. I gotta say, I see why so many of my friends and all that. Blue Moon, Blue Moon. You gotta try Blue Moon, Blue Moon, Blue Moon. Blue Moon was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Well, that's
Very,
good.
very smooth. Yeah, very, very smooth. Friday, September 5th versus Chargers in Brazil on YouTube. What are you going there?
I said win to the Chargers.
You got them. So, okay.
So
So,
basically, Kansas City
Kansas
losing.
City picking up a win. Okay.
No, no, no.
Well,
Kansas City losing.
you gotta, God damn it. Damn it. I ain't got no pencil, man. Shit. All right. I'm going to say win for the Chiefs. All right. Sunday, September 14th versus Eagles, 4:25 p.m. game on Fox.
Uh,
I'm going to go with a win for the Chiefs.
yeah. Win for the Chiefs.
All right. Week 3 against the Giants.
New York. Win for Kansas City.
NBC game. I'm going to say win for the Chiefs as well. Week 4 hosting the Ravens, 4:25 game on CBS.
I have a feeling that's going to be a loss for the Kansas City.
All right, so you're going with a loss. I'm still on the fence. I'm going to say win for the Chiefs. All right, week 5, October 6th, Monday night game at Jaguars, 8:15 p.m. game.
Win.
Win. Jaguars. Yeah, I'm going to say a win. All right, week 6, Sunday night game on NBC versus the Lions.
Good game.
I'm going to say Kansas City loses.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Week 7, Sunday, October 19th versus Raiders. 1 p.m. game on CBS. That should be a win.
That should be a win for them.
Week 8, Monday, October 27th game versus the Commanders. 8:15 p.m. That should be a win.
That should be a win.
That should be a win. Yeah. We're both going with Kansas, right? That's a win. Okay. Just making sure. Because I know you know. How about my Commanders? Okay. Week 9, Sunday, November 12th. Correction. Sunday, November 2nd. At Bills. Buffalo Bills. CBS.
Loss.
Going with a loss. I am going with the Bills. I am going to go with a win. All right, week 10, they get a bye. Week 11, Sunday, November 16th at Broncos, 4:25 game, CBS.
Win.
Going with a win. I am going to go with a loss. All right, week 12, Sunday, November 23rd, 1 p.m. game, CBS versus Colts.
Win.
I'm going to match you. Week 13, Thursday, November 27th versus Cowboys. Thanksgiving game,
Win. Ha.
4:30 p.m. game, CBS Paramount Plus.
Win.
You're going with a win. I'm going with a win too. Let's get that out the way. Cowboys. Y'all don't even need to worry. Just start planning your travel itinerary for Cancun. That's what you can do right now. All right. Sunday, December 7th versus Texans, 8:20 p.m. game on NBC.
Win.
And I'm going to go with a loss. Sunday, December 14th versus Chargers, 1 p.m. game, CBS.
Win.
I am going to.
Oh.
That's the Chargers.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. I am going to go with a win. All right. Week 16, Sunday, December 21st, against the Titans, 1 p.m. game, CBS.
Win.
I'm going to go with a win as well. Week 17, Christmas Eve versus Bronco. Wait a minute. Actually, correction. Thursday, December 25th, which is Christmas.
Okay.
Broncos, 8:15 p.m. game on Prime Video.
Win.
Win for the Broncos. I'm going to go with a win as well. Week 18, flex game. To be determined, Raiders.
Win.
To be determined is the time, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're going with a win?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to match you. All right. Wrap to the fans a little bit here. Let me add this up.
It'll be interesting to see, what they do in reference to this season. Because I really do believe that they're going to be gunning for, a repeat from last year when, that didn't happen. And of course, they have one of the best coaches that ever was in Andy Reid. So, it's hard not to put them in the top tier. Do I think they'll get to the divisional rounds? Yup. Do I think they'll get to the Super Bowl? Most likely. So yeah, I mean, Chiefs are a really, really good team, and actually, and so is Philadelphia.
Yeah. Do you need like we did with the Eagles? Do you need the picture for the rest of the teams, or are you good as far as opposition?
No, we just went through it, didn't
No,
we?
no, 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 no. Remember how I said okay, and for the NFC East, the South, the West, do you
Oh
need
no,
that
I
breakdown?
just kind of did that. No.
Okay, you did it in your head just now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how it's looking. Tams has the Kansas City Chiefs going 13-4 for this season. That's definitely enough to clinch.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you seeing a bye as a result of that record? Are you seeing them clinching and getting a bye? Because that's usually what
Yes.
happens. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so clinch, bye.
And home field advantage. That. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. For sure.
And just trying to confirm, you got them going all the way to the Super Bowl,
I
or
have them for sure going all the way to their divisional.
okay,
Um,
AFC
Most
divisional.
likely they probably will be in the Super Bowl.
So you got them going to the Super Bowl. Okay. All right, and I've got them with a 14-3 record.
That's a semi about
I
normal.
I really, yeah. I mean, as long as Mahomes, everything that we highlighted earlier, like I'm not seeing, I'm really not. So for me, it's definitely a clinch, definitely a bye, definitely home field. Yeah, divisional for sure. Divisional, AFC divisional for sure.
I'm a little less sure on Super Bowl, but divisional, yes. Because you got some
Um,
really, really good teams. That, yeah, I mean, that are really, vying for that.
yeah, I am going to say they make it to the AFC divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No Super Bowl. No Super Bowl for them. No Super Bowl. So if you're keeping track of how we laid that out, so for Tams going back to the Eagles, she's got them clinching a playoff spot. She's got them going to the divisional round. She's got them going to the NFC championship. Let me get you to go on record. If I'm not mistaken, no Super Bowl for the Eagles.
You're right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remembered right. No Super Bowl. Meanwhile, I've got the Eagles 12-5, clinching playoff berth. They get a bye, making it to the NFC round. I got them going back to the Super Bowl. So I don't see, the fact that I don't see Chiefs in a rematch.
Well, for for you, sometimes I think that's a personal.
No, not personal.
No.
No,
Okay.
never personal.
All
Never
right.
personal.
Okay.
Nah. Only time I get personal is when it comes to my Cowboys. That's when I just Jerry Jones help a brother out, man. I mean, motherfuckers got their guaranteed money and now they just, just big fat cat. That's what's going on. Lasagna, lasagna, lasagna. That's what's going on now. So look, we're at the 90-minute mark now, and I gotta tell you, it's really been helping me not focus on my hunger pains.
Yes.
Let's go a little bit longer because I don't think I'm gonna make it to noon, folks. I think I'm gonna make it to 11, and then I'm gonna want to eat something. I think 4 to 11 is what's that? What's that? Is that 7 hours basically?
7.
That's 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's good enough for me. 7 hours is good enough for me. All right. Um, let's see. We're congratulations. I want to give congratulations to Brandi and Cody Rhodes who
Yeah.
welcomed their
Second.
second baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's that always nice to hear some good stuff like that.
For sure.
And TNA. Now, I'll talk more about this on Monday, but I know there was the freestyle wrestling promotion that Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff had partnered up for. They
Mm-hmm.
did their premiere episode Saturday.
Oh, they did.
I forgot to hit the DVR record, so hopefully that thing is either going to be on demand or somebody on YouTube has uploaded it in its entirety, so I can go back and check that out. You know, Kurt Angle was supposed to be on commentary
Oh.
for that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people were wondering if that still was going to be a thing, despite the Hulkster dying.
Right.
And Eric Bischoff said, yeah, like make no mistake about it, this deal would not have happened if it wasn't for the Hulkster. But
Mm-hmm.
we're still
Right.
gonna, and apparently they dedicated that first. Boy, she is sleeping hard there. Who is that?
Precious.
Oh wow, what was she dreaming about? Probably that steak, that piece of steak that she had there. So there's that. Speaking of the Hulkster, it looks like TNA Wrestling. They've posted the Hulkster's final match, like just period. Boy, she is having some nightmares. I just want to give her a little tap and go, hey, little buddy, it's okay, it's okay. I don't know. She might need a little tap. If you can't hear it in the background, well, one of our furry little
She's
daughters, she's
fine.
she's
She's fine.
just just let her sleep. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, TNA Wrestling, they've
Don't worry. Holly took care of it for you.
yeah, good. She said, "Hey." She said, "Hey, what's causing all this? She said, what's causing all this? Are you all right? What's the deal going on here?" When I first used to hear that type of stuff, I used to get like very very concerned, and now I'm like, okay, I'm good.
They're fine. They're
They're
just
fine.
screaming and doing their thing.
They're just doing their
But you
thing.
ain't even do
They're just doing their
anything.
thing. While we're talking about the Hawkster there, his widow, Sky Daly, allegedly she's planning to sue at least one of Hulk Hogan's doctors for medical
Malpractice.
malpractice. Yeah, shout out to the folks over there at Daily Mail. It looks like the outlet is reporting that the lawsuit will be centered around Hogan's neck surgery, which, as you guys recall, happened back in May
Mm-hmm.
on the day of his death. An occupational therapist told police, remember, all this is on body cam footage and all that, that this therapist was saying to police and everything that Hogan's is it called the pharynx nerve, PHRENIC. You usually have a knack for pronunciation of certain medical terminologies there,
Um.
but basically that nerve had been severed during the surgery, and Sky Daly backed up those claims. Daly has yet to release the findings of her private autopsy that she ordered for the Hulkster. But yeah, and should also note that the Clearwater Police Department still has an ongoing investigation into Hogan's death. So
Yeah, they're not going to close that until everything has been squashed.
yeah,
In reference to their, everybody's findings and lawsuit and all that.
right. Speaking of surgeries, congratulations are in order to Kevin Owens, who has confirmed that he's had successful neck surgery. And apparently he did that earlier in the week. So shout out to him. He put out a post saying, "Yeah, I needed neck fusion. It was very stressful going into it because we weren't really sure how severe the fusion was going to be, how many levels, all this stuff. Yeah, it could be very complicated, especially
Mm-hmm.
depending on where that fusion is going to happen." Thankfully, it ended up only being one level, which is the best case scenario for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
The surgery was successful. I had a great doctor. The thing is, now we have to see how the bones fuse, and there's no guarantee that it's going to work. It's how my body heals. Some guys had success, some guys didn't. You think about Big E and the fact
Mm-hmm.
that his has
Right.
taken much longer
Mm-hmm.
than anticipated, and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Fingers crossed I get to come back to wrestling in the next year. Really don't know though. My goal is come back, so hopefully that happens. So that's what's going on with Kevin Owens. And before anybody tries to jump the gun and throw that comment, oh, do you think he's gonna come back to wrestling? You know, when it comes to stuff like that, and I know wrestling fans mean well, I do, but when it comes to something of that magnitude, the way I've always looked at that is, yo, forget about wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about your fandom, your personal wants and aspirations, dream matchups, all that. That needs to go out the door. What matters right
Mm-hmm.
now is that this person gets in their recovery time,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, they take all the time that they need and cross that bridge when they get there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, too many times we've had people that like want to do the what Royal Rumble 2020. Like, no, miss me with all that. Miss me with all
Mm-hmm.
that. But speedy recovery to him. Definitely before we go any further into the show, I want to offer my, and I know Tams, you definitely want to offer it up as well. But definitely thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the individuals that's been affected by the Catholic church and school shooting that happened earlier in
Yeah.
the week. We'd been under the radar. And I gotta say, it's been kind of refreshing to basically detox from always watching the news on a nightly basis and all that. One of my teachers used to always say, and it rings so true. You want to get depressed, just watch the first 15 minutes of the news. That's
Absolutely.
all you need.
That's all you need.
But for those of you that maybe have been kind of operating like us, because we didn't finally start getting back into the news until last night, and even at that, all we cared about was the weather. We couldn't even tell you
Yup.
anything. Yeah, I know I couldn't. I can't speak for Tams, but
Yeah.
I can't tell
That's
you.
about right.
I can't tell you what the hell, you
It
know.
was like wah 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 wah
Yeah,
wah wah. Weather. Oh, okay, that's fine.
but this was pretty disturbing to hear about, and I'm surprised I didn't really hear
I
anything
did
about.
briefly.
I must have been doing something.
Oh, no, no, not on the news. I only heard about it briefly. Generally, the station I listen to on the way into work generally does light, news or breaking news that comes about,
Yeah. Ah, okay.
and so that's the only reason I heard about it. Um,
So to get
but
you
I don't know
guys,
too much about it.
so to get you guys caught up during a morning mass at the Annunciation Catholic School, a 23-year-old former student. I'm not going to mention this person's name because they don't need any of that praise. I'm not praising them, but you understand what I'm
Glorification.
saying. Glorification. Thank you. That's a better choice of word. Thank you. This individual opened fire on attendees, killing two children in the process, ages 8 and 10, and injuring 18 others, including 15 children and three older adults. Immediately after, this sick individual died by suicide. Shooter fired dozens of rounds through stained glass windows, armed with a rifle, shotgun, and pistol. Weapons have been bought legally. Online materials, such as videos, writings, and a manifest left behind this shooter included anti Semitic, anti Catholic, racist messages, and admiration for prior mass shooters, leading the FBI to treat the case as both domestic terrorism and a hate crime. Citizens and officials, parents, school staff, and first responders act with courage, helping limit further harm and caring for the survivors. Trump and his respected administration, there was a flag order to be have staff at the White House, all federal and public buildings, military posts, U.S. embassies, from the date of the shooting through August 31st as a mark of respect for the victims. The president also put out a statement on his Truth Social media platform saying that he was fully briefed on the tragedy, praised the FBI's swift response, and asked the nation to join him in praying for everyone involved. He has also, the president, direct contact with the Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to express condolences to the state and local community. So that is where we stand with that right now. Always unfortunate. There's already chatter being
Yep.
put out there that the Luigi dude, like,
Oh,
that's,
Mangione.
I don't even like saying the last name. I just like saying the Luigi dude, but because I don't want to give him, inadvertent glorification. But you already got the chatter running around that, hey, we got copycats. We got people that are essentially
There's always that
inspired.
risk.
Yeah, yeah. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate when you to have that much hate. That I'll never be able to wrap my head around that. To have that much hate.
It's true.
You know,
I mean, the intentionalization, basically, it's one of those, you know, focus on the negative and let it fester to the the level of what you go and do. And then the other thing is, you know, it bears having a conversation about or wrestling with those people that obviously there's online footprints of all of this, right? When is it that maybe you see something that you need to say something? I mean, yes, the guy never committed any crimes at that point, but you notice that there's this talk, the admiration for other shooters. When is it time to essentially say, you know, something ain't right? You know,
I'm gonna say
want
something.
change, be the change.
I'm gonna say something that is going to be very unpopular. Very unpopular. I do believe everybody in this country of ours should have the right to legally own a firearm. You want to protect yourself, your family, your property. I do believe in that right. But I really feel at the same time the government needs to be more involved.
Agreed.
And it amazes me in this country, particularly that we live in, where, let me see if I got this straight. You have me go through, you have me go to a Department of Motor Vehicles. You have me do all these physical tests. And then I've got to do I got to go to this school over here, and I gotta get a certain amount of hours over here with them, and then I gotta take this final test, and then I get a provisional thing, and then if I do good with that, then I ultimately get the hard license. And I wish we could somehow take that same template and apply that to. Now, some people may say to me, "But Lee, we kind of are." I don't know, homie. I don't know, my friends, because it just seems like every time we turn around, like you say to me, "Oh, but this person was able to purchase them legally," and it's like, okay, but like
Right.
the way I would counter that, I would go, okay, what's the legal age that a person can purchase firearms here in the United States? Because whatever that age is, you can't help you see where I'm going with this? Like, feel me. So like common sense, right? Let's just say you were born in 1975 or whatever,
Right.
okay? And you have gone basically 30 years. You've never purchased a firearm,
Right.
okay? And now all of a sudden, you fucking purchase a firearm. Here you are, you're almost creeping up on 50, and now you're purchasing a firearm. And that's not going to raise any red flags? Nah, homie. There needs to be some type of a flag. Okay? If you are a 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year old, there needs to be a automatic flag, because it's like, wait a minute. Well, did this person like join the military or something? Like what's what, like, no? Okay. They need to be flagged.
I
Like,
really believe, in reference to what you're saying, and to even tag onto it. Honestly, in today's day and age, yes, you know, people can say and do what they want in reference to, you know, a basically these people who are looking at having a carry permit, they should go through a psychiatric evaluation. You know, are you literally of sound mind to be able to essentially possess something like this?
I'll see your idea and I'll raise you. That needs to be part of the whole. Again, It goes back to that
Mm-hmm.
whole MVA, Department of Motor Vehicles template.
Right.
That what you just said needs to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
should you should you get a
Choose,
firearm?
right. Should you choose to do this,
Right.
just as you are essentially tested on your skills
Mm-hmm.
and abilities
Mm-hmm.
to do that as
Mm-hmm.
it pertains to a car, you know, you should be tested on your abilities to essentially manage a firearm.
Yeah.
You know, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? You know, because uncovering a person's mental state
Mm.
could essentially be something that would prevent some things.
Right.
Well, yeah, you did this part right, but yeah, you didn't pass the evaluation. And now, grant you, in that, there's always a tick for tack, right?
Mm.
So, in that you put that mandate out there, then the black market's going to go up illegally
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're like, I'm not going through that.
Yeah.
I'm fine. What they want to, you know, shrink my head for?
Right.
So it is a fine line. It really, really is in reference to, but it is something that really needs to be looked into. It's something that really needs to be addressed
Mm.
because we literally are in a crisis with this, really.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 I'm with you 1,000%. And I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. I'll continue to say it. If you want change, it starts at the bottom. You got to work your way up to the top.
Hmm.
It's like, because this is something that as long as we have done this particular series and we have together been on this show and we have talked about so many gun tragedies,
Oh yeah.
so many,
Hmm.
that it just got to a nauseating point where I just said, like, after a couple of uploads that we
Hmm.
put up on YouTube, I can't. I
Hmm.
don't want to go through it. I don't want to listen to because we're saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Hmm.
But the one thing that's always been consistent with us in covering these tragedies is, if you want the type of change that's implemented in a way where you and those that you love are safe, then you need to vote for the people that you feel has your best interests at heart. Find that common core, beliefs and all of that. And
Hmm.
it's definitely that true representation of what you and your family is about. That's the only way we're going to be able to change some of these
Hmm.
stupid ass. Don't even get me started, but like, it's obviously flawed.
Hmm.
All these
There's
tragedies,
there's gaping holes.
right? Obviously, it's flawed.
Yeah.
It's obviously flawed.
You know, I want to just put this out there, and some people may or may not agree with me, but when Sandy Hook happened, which was a school shooting many years ago, I visibly saw a president not act as a president, but as a human being, and it moved me to a place that I've never been moved before in seeing that and thinking that, okay, this time there's going to be change. But it is that counterbalance of power. And one person can want change like their next breath. But if you don't have the other people in place that agree with you, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really is. It really is. And I don't know. Don't get me.
Yeah, that's a hot topic for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You know,
I
that's
won't. Oof. That is, it's like, how much time you got? I mean, I can really let me lighten the mood up a little bit. Something a little bit more of a of a lighter note and everything. Did you hear about the incident that went down with the little boy at the tennis game, and he had the hat snatched away from him? Oh my God.
No.
So during his second round win over the number ninth seed, Karen, oh my God, how do you pronounce this? Kachanov at the U.S. Open. Polish player Kamil. Oh, I gotta throw in the towel. I can't. I'm gonna butcher that. He was signing autographs for fans at courtside, and then, like, as a really cool gesture, he removed his match worn cap and he handed it to a young boy nearby. Now, when you go back and you look at the footage, he's not making eye contact with the little boy. He's just putting his hat up, and like, and the little boy is like, "Oh, cool." So he pretty much helped himself and everything. And then a man that was standing next to the boy, later identified as, some, I'm not gonna even pronounce his name because it's like all out there. But apparently, this guy, because man, leave it up to the social media detectives. They did their job. They find out this guy is a Polish CEO and tennis sponsor. He snatched the cap out of the boy's hands and stuffed it into his companion, girlfriend, or whatever, stuffed it into her bag, ignoring the little boy, pleading with him, hey, that
That
was
was
mine. Yeah,
mine.
give it back and everything. The entire event was broadcast and it went viral, and obviously the outrage. So many people calling the act disgusting, shameful, entitled. Many demanded that the U.S. Open ban that CEO from future events and everything. And once they found out who this guy was and everything, this dude deactivated all of his social media accounts. He tried to defend himself, but that just added more
Fuel
fuel.
to the fire.
Yeah, it added more. So,
Hmm.
just ridiculous. So, the player did something really cool when he found out what happened. He went on social media and was like, "Hey, if anybody can hook me up with the boy's parents, I would love to, talk with them privately." And the coolest thing happened. He ended up meeting that boy and gave him a signed hat, little goodie bag, and yeah, I mean, he went above and
Aw.
beyond. Talk about really, really. He could have just said, "Nah,
Not my problem.
tough shit or whatever."
Hmm.
But to show that greatest act of empathy, really, really cool. As far as that CEO, he continues to remain under great scrutiny,
I'm sure.
and the company's reputation in the process, it has taken a hit.
I'm sure.
Again, no word on bans and all that, but yeah,
Interesting,
it's interesting how you would have thought that the CEO, when I hear that somebody is a sponsor and all that, I go,
Mm.
okay, so basically, I I link this back to the NBA games that we're constantly watching, because hey, there's Jack Nicholson. Hey, there's or if
Right.
you are ever watching a Boston Celtics game, there's that old creepy white guy with the white hair, and he always has that seat in front of wherever the hard camera
Right.
is.
Or
He's always right there, and he's always looking at himself in the camera, and you dare not try to
vanity.
walk past him while he's in while
His vanity mode.
oh yeah, I have seen him push the hell out of some. Yeah, there's footage out there of him. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about if you watch your NBA. So it's a Boston
Wow.
fans guy. Anytime there's a telecast, I mean, he is right there, and he is constantly just looking at himself on the monitor and everything. Guy's got to be like maybe in his 60s, early 70s, right? But the whole point of me bringing that guy up and like, that these people, there's fans and then there's some type of sponsorship. They're
Yeah.
kicking in a little something
Mm-hmm.
something. So 9 times out of 10, if they want to meet somebody
Mm-hmm.
after the game, if they
Mm-hmm.
maybe want to get in an
Mm-hmm.
autograph, like they can do all of
They could
that.
have done that.
And with this CEO, I don't understand why, with his respected
Greed.
connection, yeah, you summed it up.
Greed. That's all that is. And the funny thing is, you would think that as a CEO of a company, regardless of where it is,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm.
Especially in the day and age that we have now, as far as social media and everything's everywhere and within minutes.
Mm.
I guess he didn't get the memo from the Coldplay CEO. I mean, from the CEO that was at the Coldplay concert. And what happened with him?
Mm.
So he must have not got that memo,
Mm.
because he probably should have known that there was cameras everywhere, and most people have a soft spot for kids. So if that dude had have been 50, 40, 50 something years old, then it wasn't a like 5 to 9 year old kid, you might have had a little, well, that was really fucked up.
Mm.
But when it's a kid, oh no, 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 no. There's a lot of people who will speak out because it was a kid,
Right.
and how unfair
Yeah.
that was,
Yeah.
because he gave that to him fair and square. Now, the player himself made it right. No, no, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But do you really want to jeopardize your company and your reputation for a hat? I mean, yeah, okay, in 10, 15 years, maybe you can sell it for $500. But you're talking about thousands.
Yeah.
You're losing because you you made a stupid choice.
Right.
And that's what that is, a stupid choice.
Yeah.
So, kind of it's greedy and it's selfish and a very boneheaded move.
Speaking of tennis, that incident that went down earlier in the week, Taylor Thompson, ranked number 139, beat Jelena Ostapenko, the number 25 seed, 7-5, 6-1 in the second round at the US Open. And emotions ran really high during the handshake
Mm-mm.
line. Ostapenko accused Townsend of having no class and no education, referencing what she saw as a lack of etiquette, like not apologizing for a net cord winning shot or warming up at the net. As Townsend recounted, she told me I have no class, no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the US. Now, I gotta admit, I understood where this foreign player was coming from. I understood what she meant,
Mm-hmm.
but what came out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And of
Well, it's
course,
probably venom because she lost.
yeah, Townsend being a black woman, and you're telling a black person in a predominantly white sport that they're uneducated, that they have no class.
That's hitting a little below the belt.
I knew what this foreign player meant. She was specifically talking about the way Townsend went about the game, the lack of respect, I understood.
Did she break any rules?
What do you No, she didn't. Townsend didn't break any rules. It was just
Is it one of those like unsung codes that you shouldn't do, but she did it
you
anyway?
could say it's unsung, yeah. You could say that, yeah. But that's not the main point.
Interesting.
The main point is you like, I can't speak for you all out there, but I know for me, as big of a sports fanatic fan as I am, I didn't automatically go racist. I automatically went, oh, I know what she means. She's talking about certain little nuances that she was noticing with Townsend in regards to the game. And even she had commented after the fact, Jelena, she said, "I'm sorry, but my English is not that good." And she tried to explain what was going on, and she even said, "No, I meant as far as." Now, apparently, the two have, since, they've had a meeting of the minds, and, everything's on the up and up cool. There's been no sponsors that's dropped Julina or anything like that. No citations, nothing
It
like
was a
that that's
spat.
going on. Yeah, just a little spat, but it was amazing to see social media just react to that,
Always.
and rightfully so,
Always.
and rightfully so. But as I always like to say, well, what's the full context here? Because if all you're showing me is a clip,
True.
a 15 to 20
True.
second clip of, okay, so the game is over, and if all you're showing me is that, yeah, trust me, as a black man, I'm gonna be fucking real
Well,
quick. Oh, hang on.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be real quick as a person of color
Mm-hmm.
to want to hit the "that's racist, what the fuck is going on here, how fucking dare you." I'm going to be ready to throw every single curse word that's out there and everything. I would be right if I wasn't the Lee Sanders that I am today, which is, you know, degree in media production. I already have the background in journalism, but I'm trying to get my bachelor's in journalism. If I wasn't in the position that I am now, where it's, well, wait a minute, I need full context.
Mm-hmm.
I need full context. I literally was on this show last week or the week before, and I said to you guys, "Yo, one of my mentors that is in the news field, I watched her get brutally taken down for a story that they reported, and all they were trying to do, they were trying to feed the news
Mm-hmm.
to the social media platforms, most importantly to their respected employer. And it wasn't some hook bait gotcha. It was, hey, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more that they were like, well, let's stay with this because this seems to be a developing situation.
Mm-hmm.
The more that they stayed with it, the more information that came out, and the more that they reported on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had people on social media, oh, so you put out this piece, trying to get sympathy and everything, and now that we really find out what's going on, you can't even apologize, you can't man up. That's bad journalism. Like, no, there is such thing as trying to explain and tell the full story. So when I see this clip,
Mm-hmm.
don't matter if you're a person of color or not. If you're just one of those type of people that's like, look, racism, that's just wrong, period. And you see that clip,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be in your feelings. But
Mm-hmm.
wait, if you've got enough patience
Mm-hmm.
and you go, well, wait a minute, I need full context.
Mm-hmm.
What led up to this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
To know where this person was, where Jelena was actually coming from, it's like, okay, I understand. Does it make it right? No, because honestly, to Townsend's point, and she even told her to her face, you could have just been like, hey, good game, da 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 da, and left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly what Jelena
Mm-hmm.
should have just said. Just shake the hand
True.
and just roll the fuck out.
True. I mean, I think they both were probably in their feelings for different reasons. You know, some people with, having a good game and it's like any sport. It's any given game. You know, this you make your wins, you make your mistakes, and then depending on what happens, there's a winner, right? So, and you can be in your feelings about it or not. I mean, that's just how they always say that your attitude determines your altitude. That's true. But the other thing is, with that being said, in reference to the way that they splice that together, let's say that. And that was, you've heard me say on this show a couple times. Well, you're only seeing what the camera person, whether it be a cell phone video, whether it be an actual photographer, whether it be a videographer, all of that, you're only seeing what the person's eye wants you to see, and how they cut it. You're not seeing full context. You don't know what happened to start it. You don't know what happened before it. So be knowing that is also your own personal responsibility to get that information before you actually perceive judgment. Because the context that you are seeing it in may not be even remotely close to what it is. And maybe it is, but at least if you know the information, then okay, then it is. But don't prejudge if it's not. So basically be informed. And I had another thought about that as it pertained to what we were just talking about, and it just flew out of my head.
Well, if it comes back to you, it's all good.
But yeah, but that's for me in a nutshell, that's what it is. It can get a little sensationalized real quick, especially on the way some people can view it. And then, I mean, you take it and run with it as far as social media outlets and oh my goodness, and the outrage and the this and the that. And, this world feeds off of negativity, guys. It does. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Actually, no, there is. There
Well,
is something that
there's,
we can do about it.
yeah,
Don't feed into it. Don't
that's
add
true.
don't add fuel to the fire.
That's true.
That's what we can do. Oh wow, that I mean look, let's be for real. Let's be for real. How many of these motherfuckers really have taken the time out before that incident happened? How many and I don't mean to say motherfuckers, but how many of these people that were how many of them legit before that happened knew any of these people's names?
True.
How many of these people even follow tennis? I bet you not. Okay,
True.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I can hit you up with Robert Federer, Venus and Serena Williams, Andre Agassi, John McEnroe. For the longest time, Arthur Ashe. Gotta make sure I show Arthur Ashe some love. There was some young Japanese tennis star. She was really, really. I don't know what happened with
I
her.
remember her vaguely.
I don't
Yes.
know if she's still running around. Hell, she might have been one of the people that commented on the situation. But my whole point is, once I get like outside of those names, and I know there's a local black guy that's from right here in the nation's capital. If I heard the name, I would be able to go, that's the name. But he's been doing his thing too. I see him coming up. Other than those names, I couldn't tell you by heart who the fuck is who.
Correct.
To the point, if tennis is on and I don't mind watching it, I'll watch it. But 9 times out of 10,
I'm not going out of my way.
I'm not going out of my way. I'm trying to see what else is on. And that's like the same thing for like a lot of fucking Americans, right? No, my whole point is you got some people. This is how it is. What I've noticed being a social campaign manager all these years and everything. We got motherfuckers. Now I'm going to say motherfuckers. We got motherfuckers that basically see something that's popular. They want to throw in their 2 cents and ride that fucking wave.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
Whether it's right, wrong, half the truth, half
Their
a
own
lie.
15 minutes of fame.
They want to get in their little 2 cents, and that's just how it fucking grows. So look at this. I could take something much lighter as a prime example on why don't add to the fire. Look at how everything went down initially with that WWE press release for the ESPN partnership and that whole, and just all the misinformation that was out there initially. WWE was at fault for it, but then adding to the mix, it didn't help that we had, some dumb fuck from guys like wrestling and girlsinbikinis.com giving their personal opinion on what they thought was going to happen with this new app, and who would be able to access it and who not, because this was a personal opinion piece. But because of the website it was on, people ran with that as authority. Okay? And so now you have this big old ecosystem where people are misled because they still don't have full context. Right? That's why I always tell you guys, I've said it like a broken record, and I will continue to say it over and over and over again. Don't be so reactionary. Just wait. Just quietly wait. If you want to private message your friend, private chat, yo, you see this shit? Hey, what you think? Right? Do it that way. Wait until it fully develops. Then when you got the full context, then you go on ahead and you can say something. But most people don't want to do that. Most people, they want to, they want to put their little 2 cents out there, and they want to ride, whether it's intentional or not, usually most of them, they're putting it out there, it's intentional. They want to ride the wave. I say to that, don't fall for that trap. Just kick back, wait for more information to come out. It ain't no different than when you come across a video clip and the police are beating the shit out of somebody. Okay, wow, that's so fucking wrong. Wow, these cops look like savage fucking beasts. Why are they doing that? What's causing all this? Right? Most people aren't even thinking that latter part. They're just going, "This is so fucked up." It's like, but do you know why the cops are beating the shit out of this person?
Right. Well, as a society and a culture at this point, there's so many people that are just reactionary, and it's become a part of who they are. To to go that route. So to change the culture, you're gonna have to have a mass amount of people who collectively want change.
You got that right. Fucking got that right. One last thing to get into before we get ready to roll out of here. Latest update on Syko Stu. Boy, from when we followed it last Sunday to me
This time.
talking about it on Monday, and then where we are now. I mean, a lot of freaking development has has gone down here. Um, where to even begin with any of this? Well, I tell you what. So it looks like the guy that was wearing the hat in the video talking to Raja Jackson and all of that. So it turns out, I guess that was one of the co-owners. Um, and Rikishi, and who has been like silent, and he probably can't even, from a legality standpoint, he probably can't talk about the whole
Right.
situation and all of that. But apparently, the guy with the hat in the video, he's been fired. He has confirmed that he is no longer working for the Knox wrestling promotion. So that may put a smile on people's faces to hear that. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Police Department, they are, this is still an active investigation as far as they are concerned. And they are, following this out, seeing where the evidence takes them and all that. It takes them where it's going to take them. So we got that going on. Syko Stu is alert. He is in quite a lot of pain. I was not aware of this, but apparently he lost a shit ton of teeth
Oh, wow.
from the punches and all that. Yeah, he lost a lot of teeth. There is a wrestling promotion. I'm not going to even give them any praise because or glorification. That's I like that word that you use, glorification. I'm not going to give them that. They have booked Raja Jackson.
What?
Yeah, they actually booked this guy. I'm going, just fucking suck a big old, just seriously. Um, you know, so WWE, they've severed or suspended the Knox's WWE ID affiliation, removed all the branding, removed them from their recruit page.
Mm,
WWE has not issued a statement, but like, look, what they said right there, that's your statement,
that's your
right?
statement.
That's your statement.
Yeah.
AJ Mana, the wrestler seen telling Raja to give him a receipt. That's the guy I was referring to as far as saying, "Hey, I've been fired," right?
Mm.
So he's no longer with Knox Pro. From his respected side, he claims he was following the promoter's direction and that his comments were in character, not an instruction to shoot on Stu. You've got separate reports, allegations that claim Knox management told talent not to speak to police without going through them. This was alleged by media wrestlers, not an official police statement. And people that tried to stop it, we didn't sing enough praises, but shout out to Douglas, the epic Malo, the main interviewer. He talked about it on his podcast and everything, saying, quote, I think he would have killed him. Syko Stu, that is. Uh, Malo was the one, if you guys recall, he pulled Raja off of Stu, saying he got hit, which you see he did take a couple of hits himself and everything. And I got to tell you, man, there's been some really bad, shitty fucking takes about this whole Raja Jackson ordeal. And I don't care who I'm about to piss off right now, because we're all about keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive. I know that's the slogans for the other show, but it definitely rings true on this particular series as well. Mark Henry. And look, full disclosure, Mark Henry has been to Rikishi's school many times, talking to the trainees and giving them nice little pep talks and all that. So yeah, is there going to be some biased takes from Mark Henry? Yeah, because Rikishi is his boy and everything. Uh, for even saying that Stu bears some blame for provoking things like the beer can incident, and for Henry to say later he's making, zero apologies and like, Mark, come on, dude. Like, seriously. The best thing that Mark Henry could have done was just stay silent
Hmm.
during that whole deal. I get you want to stick up for your friend. There's a time and a place, but Channel Sonnen compared the outrage to arresting Al Pacino for Scarface, framing pro wrestling as acting, which fans, and rightfully so, they slammed that. Letting them know, dude, like Stu was actually assaulted. What the fuck? RVD had like, I think RVD pure clickbait.
Mm.
Shit take. I tried listening and I just, the weed has really gone to that dude's head. But he posted on social media, so far I got Rogers back. And I remember seeing that post. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to tell us something that we're not considering.
Hmm.
Okay, well, enlighten me. Enlighten us all. And then he clarifies on his podcast that he wasn't excusing the violence, just saying the situation was more complex and that Raja shouldn't have been involved in a pro wrestling spot. Well, then how the fuck do you have Raja's back? Why would you say that on social media?
That's contradicts. That's
Right,
contradicting. The one statement contradicts the other.
right. that makes no, so that was just, and once you do that type of clickbait type bullshit, it's hard for you to
Mm-hmm.
get that listenership back.
Agreed.
Because first impressions mean everything.
Agreed.
Now if you are a fan of RVD, you're gonna be with the guy through and through. But like to newer listeners that maybe, newer
Mm-hmm.
folks that maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and they hear, okay, I gotta hear this take. What's going on here? Why does he have this person's back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Agreed.
I just there's some really really bad takes out there. A lot of people that's you'd be surprised. There's a decent amount of people that's actually defending what Raja did and everything. And I'm not even wasting 2-3 minutes even going through, because that's like me trying to wrap my brain around taking a circle and making it fit into a square peg. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to.
Um.
On a good note, his GoFundMe, they have raised so much money.
Good.
Last I saw, they were like past the $200,000 mark.
Good.
So this guy, Syko Stu, and his family, their lives have changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that wrestling promotion that booked Raja
Mm-hmm.
saw how much money Stu was bringing in, and they
Mm-hmm.
basically said, "Oh, well, maybe we can have that same thing happen to our little shitty ass promotion too."
Mm-hmm. Well, the funny thing with that is sometimes certain things happen, and whether it be a wrestling promotion or a celebrity, and some people feel like press is press, right? Whether it be good, bad, or indifferent,
Mm,
press is press.
mm.
And I have a feeling, because of this incident, press is press with this new promotion, that okay, so what is he going to do now? I mean, is he going to beat the hell out of this person, or, what's next? Because everybody wants to know what happens next.
Mm.
I don't condone it. I think it's a shitty move. Um, yeah, I don't condone it. I don't. I really think let it play out how it's going to play out without putting a spotlight on it, as far as putting him back into a spotlight. Let this, Syko Stu essentially heal up. I'm so glad that the GoFundMe is going to cover his medical expenses. Most likely a very big dental procedure. I know a little, a thing or two about
He
that.
lost. Yeah, he lost. Yeah, talk about that for a hot minute here, because that's definitely in your wheelhouse. I'm getting weird numbers as far as like how many teeth he lost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing at most, like the bare minimum, if I were to like speculate,
Mm-hmm.
he has lost at least close to 10, if not 10, possibly more teeth. So how much of that 200 grand is going to be going to, hook that up?
Probably 30 to 50,000 of that.
And go through what's likely going to be
Most
happening.
likely, he'll either, depending on what he opts for, as far as, I don't, there's so many variables there as far as conditions and, his gums and things of that nature. But most likely, it's going to be dental implants. It'll either be a dental implant bridge, to where they're going to place, 3 to 5 implants and then bridge the gap, to where the teeth were. Obviously, extracting the rest of the teeth that is in under the gum line,
Mm.
and then putting dental implants in with a bridge, or even doing, a hybrid denture, which is basically a denture that is placed on dental implants
Mm.
that is only removable by a dentist.
Ooh.
So that's, that in itself is somewhere between 40 to 60,000 per top
Mm.
and bottom.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now, most likely, with where he was hitting him and how he was hitting him, my guess is he probably lost a lot of the teeth in the front and on the sides. Like, front to like middle way. I have a feeling that his back teeth are probably still, intact. But front to, what they call anteriors and premolars.
But a grand total, you're estimating
I would say 30 to 50.
30 to 50,000. So it's good that this money is still okay. Because today they've brought in over
Right,
$213,000
but look at, I mean, depending on what insurance he's got, look at all the weeks of hospital
if he
stay.
even has insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Look at the weeks of hospital stay.
yeah.
And believe me, guys, that mess runs somewhere between 2 to 10,000 a day.
And then he's probably going to be doing some type of rehab, right?
Depending on what injuries he's got. Besides the mouth.
Right. Damn, that is wild. That is wild. So this is looking like with it's interesting. Now I have a little bit more. Now that I have a little bit more of a better understanding, I want to apologize because I said something that I felt was maybe a little bit insensitive at the time, and I had basically said, "Oh, now the goalpost keeps moving." Monetary wise, because at first they were only asking for like I think $15,000 $16,000, and then the money, the goal, it kept moving up, and I'm like, what the hell? And I thought that was kind of weird that it kept moving up, and I wasn't sure what the hell was going on. So I said something along the lines of, yeah, he's probably trying to, him and his crew, they're probably trying to milk it for what it's worth, and it's like, hey, you can't really blame them, right? Like any one of us would do the same thing. But to know now the level of the severity, right? How long he had to stay at the hospital, right? Get the care that he needed, X-rays, all that. Especially if you don't have coverage and it's out of pocket. From what I understand, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, it's not like he has a regular 9 to 5 job. Like this was pretty much
Yeah.
his 9 to 5 was his
Yeah.
wrestling.
He's his own independent person.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, dental coverage and medical coverage may have not been in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So with all that being out of pocket, holy shit. Oh my God.
So likely a family member or somebody close was probably like, no, you're gonna need more money than that. Don't
Yeah.
don't cash out on that because
Yes.
so that would probably explain why. See, you're not gonna hear other podcasts that's gonna mention that little nuance that I had noticed as far as the goalposts kept being moved. That's why it's good that you're like, no, 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 it's gonna cost. And so it's good that this is still ongoing, and everything. So as far as him possibly making a nice little profit,
And he will. I
you
know.
still you
I
still
still think.
feel
Oh yeah.
okay.
I still think he's going to make a decent profit. I mean, because, it's also lost time, lost wages, because he's not going to be able to work for a while.
Mhm.
Not like that. With dental implants, you're looking at pretty much, if he started tomorrow, you're looking at 6 to 8 months, 6 to 7 months.
Ooh, ooh. And then even at that, see, you just raised a very interesting question. Even at that, you get all that work done with your mouth. Do you really want to get back in the ring?
That's the $50 million question.
Wow. 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 Damn. Yeah, his life has changed forever.
So, I mean, most people would probably risk it, because, especially in the wrestling business. 9 times out of 10, they don't normally hit you in the face.
Yeah.
So he's probably okay. but still, you do have some healing time there, and so on and so forth.
Mm,
And depending on what his other injuries are,
mm,
yeah, he's gonna have some downtime. So that's lost wages, that's bookings that he can't do.
yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to be sitting, a little pretty, but it's not going to last forever, especially with the economy the way it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the tariffs and all that shit. Um, but yeah, if you haven't given to his GoFundMe yet, you're considering, definitely jump out there and donate. You can easily find it. Just GoFundMe, type in Syko Stu, spell that Syko and then STU, and then you'll be able to find it that way. I know WWE is doing their class. I keep thinking Clash in I keep wanting to say Clash of Champions for some reason. I don't know why. But Clash in Paris, they're doing that post show, or that PLE. They're going to be doing that in a couple of hours. I will be back live flying solo for the pay per view PLE post show. So hop on. That should be loads fun. I'm looking forward to that. Remember, that's going to be coming on at 2 p.m. Eastern. So what is that? 11 a.m. on the West Coast?
Yeah, it's somewhere between 3 to 5 hours from the
2,
West
1,
Coast.
12. Yeah, it was like 11 on the West Coast there. Be kind. Rewind. Check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcast. Just search the RCWR show.
I do have one quick note
Uh oh.
for you guys.
Uh oh.
And we mentioned this on the show before.
Mm.
And I was watching, every now and then we just like to switch it up a bit. So I was watching, Lee was actually already at work, and I was watching the news, some news now on Amazon Prime, just to see, kind of what they're talking about. So, guys, we've mentioned a lot about Magic the Gathering, right? Magic the Gathering is trying to get a resurgence, I think.
Mm.
They are coming out with, at the end of September, a Marvel inspired pack,
Mm-hmm.
which has basically Magic the Gathering, same rules apply, but it will be the first edition. This is multi year. So the first edition will be Spider Man.
Interesting. Interesting. I'll give my thoughts more on that on the next show. You can tell us more about that. My stomach is like, dude, I'm fucking hungry. Let's go. These retainers need to come out already. Like I wanna. Yeah, yeah. That's a good cliffhanger. That's a good cliffhanger. There's some, you know what? There's some more shit that we didn't end up talking about on this show. Where we're talking about like little pop culture stuff and all that. So that's a nice teaser. We'll open up with the next show talking about all of those goodies and talk more about this Magic the Gathering and if we think it's gonna be a hit or a miss. Get us get at us all throughout social media using the keywords the RCWR show. Show the YouTube channel some love. Blow that up. Hey, I know you guys been appreciating the foodie reviews. We got a new foodie review that's up for the Oreo blueberry pie cookies. That is up right now on the TikTok and also on the YouTube. So go show that some love and sound off on that. And yeah, she's the beautiful and the lovely Tammy Lee Sanders. Wishing all of y'all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. Again, I'll see you for the Clash in Paris post show. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Maybe I'll catch you for the Monday night Raw post show because I do plan on doing that. Otherwise, enjoy your Labor Day holiday weekend. Take care, y'all. Peace.
Bye.